You are not kidding me. It sure has been rough. You are not kidding. It is bananas right now. Like, we're only a few months into the primaries. We haven't even technically started the primaries yet, and it is whew, it's yeah. um it's been so crazy, especially on Twitter. Um, Everyone's turning against each other. It's just not good. It's social media is one of those things where it's so beautiful because you get to meet people from all over the country and even other countries, and you find connections with them, and then at the same time you discover you have so many differences with people you care about, or people who you once thought were allies who are now you realize are not. um yeah, I was going to touch on that, you guys. um it's really it's interesting. I don't know if you guys saw the article. If there's a few comments on, it was an article from Forbes where it was discussing um, how many billionaires donated to each candidate. And I'm like, okay, well, there's not that many billionaires. I mean, I think there's only like 200 something. Bernie had 0. Tulsi had 1. Warren had 3. Buttigieg was number 1. So yeah, it's, and you wonder, why would billionaires, donate to progressives? Kind of don't think they would, which is why Bernie doesn't have any. So yeah, that was interesting. And then it just brings up the discussion again that we've been having for 4 years, which is, if the maximum is $2,800, why are there, why are these things happening? Why is this okay? Well, because of bundling and because of, fundraisers and all these things that they do. They make ways around it. Rebecca, absolutely. I was like Pete Buttigieg had more billionaire donors than Biden, okay? More than Biden. Like, that's a lot. I wish I wrote it down. It was either 13 or 15. It was one or the other. It was way up there. Yeah, just incredible. So that was not surprising, but it's disgusting. So Nate Silver, you got to double check, because sometimes it's my man Peter, who Mr. Douche, who comes on all the time. Sometimes it's him as Nate's liver. But Nate Silver, he always does Bernie bashing, and it's always, he calls himself a strategist, but it's so pathetic. He never gets anything right. He's one of the ones that was like, Hillary has a 98% chance of winning, says it for like weeks, one of those. And today he's like, Bernie fans only donate to Bernie, to Bernie's other fans or something. It made no sense. Yeah, Rebecca, so did I. I was like, is that Peter? Wait, is that real? So he says something like that. So I put in the comments, I wasn't asked. Were any of you asked? And everyone's like, I donated to Bernie, Gravel, Tulsi, and they keep, and there were like so many people just going down the line, like, I've donated to more than Bernie. So it's obvious, like, they obviously asked like 10 people, and and he's like, surprise, surprise. Listen, nobody owns our money. We give our donations to who we want to give it to. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of us poor ass basement dwellers don't have money to go giving $1,000 to 5 different candidates. That's not what we do. Most of us were just, like I gave a dollar to Gravel because I wanted his ass on the debate stage. But I still donated, so that should count. But he doesn't want to see that because in his mind, Gravel's not a real candidate anyway. And I'm sure Tulsi doesn't count either, But the thing is, also, a lot of people said they donated to Warren too, which, but, if that's the case, I'm sure he considers her a candidate because he praises her. So he's contradicting himself, even if he's only looking at, like top 6 or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, he's full of shit regardless. Speaking of Gravel, I'm not sure if you guys heard, but as bummed as we are that he is now officially dropped, and we never did get to see him on the stage, he has publicly and officially endorsed Bernie. Yay! Woohoo! That's badass. Like, that is badass. Gravel is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. From what I'm told within the campaign, he kind of went back and forth whether it would be a joint endorsement between Bernie and Tulsi. I'm not sure. I guess he went back and forth, and I've heard him state he was going back and forth, but it was Bernie. It was just, would it be both? And this morning he made an announcement video, and Bernie retweeted it and said, thank you, Senator. And I was just like, like, I could just picture like Bernie calling Gravel and, being like, thanks, fucker. Like, I could just I think a discussion between the two of them would be like the most amazing SNL skit in the universe. It would be so phenomenal. Yeah, Bernie deserved that shit. Like, he earned that shit. I was happy. I wasn't sure he was going to get it, to be quite honest with you, because a lot of, Tulsi people were like hounding Gravel. I mean, just like, you better. That could have been one of the things that turned him off. I know I'm going through that right now. So the past 2 days, it's been like, if you support Tulsi, go on Joy's page and just rip her a new asshole for like no reason. That's essentially what's been going on. So I have like not even a love-hate with Tulsi. I have a like-hate with Tulsi. And the past 2 days, I've had a really tough time even putting the like in there. I absolutely 1 billion% acknowledge there are Bernie supporters who get trigger happy and they're like, what? And they did, and they get very defensive and they, I get it. I 100% get it. But that doesn't mean all of us are. So, like, okay, for today. Oh, thank you so much. Right back at you. That's sweet. Right back at you. So today I post, I like talking about, and if you guys watch my shows, especially with candidates, you guys know I like talking a lot about voting rules and the process and how things are going to play out, because we got fucked in 2016, and I want people to be more prepared this time. I want people to learn the regulations that are being put up and also what we're up against. So I made a post that was discussing the way it is right now, there's 25 candidates. Even with Gravel dropping out, there were 26. So there's still 25 candidates. Granted, most of them should just drop the hell out because nobody can even tell them apart. But technically, there are 25. Now, if there are at least 20 candidates, that means that, okay, we go to Iowa first. We always do Iowa first. And if that's the case and there are 20 candidates or more, a person would need at least 15% of the vote in order to get a single delegate. That's a lot. And considering you need a couple hundred delegates to win. So my post was essentially making people aware because they have, I mean, you hear it a million times. I know you guys have heard it. It's all, well, I hope Tulsi stays in for a few states, and then when she drops, she can give Bernie her delegates. She's not going to get delegates because what's going to happen is, let's say Bernie gets 13% and Tulsi gets 3%. Nobody gets a damn thing. That's what's going to happen. So she can run if she wants to. I'm not telling her to drop out. But I want people to realize this can happen. It is plausible. So, you know, for people who are undecided, saying, well, if you're undecided, go with Bernie. We need the delegate. Period. We need them. Because if she gets I don't care if she gets 14% of the vote, she's still not getting any delegates and she's taking it from him. So there's nobody questioning if Bernie's going to drop out. There's a lot of people questioning if she will. So that being said, I think people who are undecided, just go with Bernie, because that way there is no worrying about if, I mean, listen, the likelihood of Bernie getting 15% and Tulsi getting 50% is like 0. That's not going to happen. It's not. Now, after Iowa, what can happen is, I have a feeling after Iowa, people will start dropping. But as far as Iowa, this is going to be a big one. And Iowa does tend to show, you know, it's kind of indicative of how the race is going to go. If you look, you know, back years, I mean, it's been indicative. So that being said, we need to do well in Iowa. If it was fair, we'd get that 15%. There's no doubt. We have thousands of volunteers in Iowa alone. We have 1.1 million volunteers. That's ridiculous. In Iowa alone, we have over 4,000 just in Iowa. I think we're at 4,500. So we've got the people, and then people like, you know, myself and others are, you know, phone banking and stuff for Iowa as well. So it's not just those there, but we have over, you know, 4,500 just physically in Iowa. So that's good. But what people need to realize is that if the votes get split like this and you say, oh shit, coulda, woulda, shoulda, oh well, he doesn't get that 15%. He doesn't get any delegates. It's downhill from there, because people say, see, why is he running? He can't win. He lost last time. Whatever. He should just drop out. He goes to Iowa and he crushes it. Now they start to realize, holy shit, they're not fucking around. So now Iowa is also already playing their games. Iowa was great in 2016. It was a virtual tie between Hillary and Bernie, and they did a coin toss. That's how they do it. That is in their rule book. They literally have a coin toss. Hillary won 6 out of 6. coin tosses. Mathematically impossible. Impossible. They were interviewing mathematicians like, how? How 6 out of 6? How is that? How? You know, but that's what they did. And then the woman was blocking the camera, of course. So, well, okay, so here's how it'll get rigged. Listen to this shit. They came out 2 weeks ago and said that Iowa and Vegas was one of the top 3 states that cheated last time, the top 3 cities. What's going to happen is they are allowing vote by phone. You're literally going to be allowed to vote by phone for the fucking president. This is Iowa and Las Vegas. They talk about Russian 24/7, but you're going to allow people to vote by phone? Like, I see them talking about this shit all the time, but I don't hear them talking about, you know, paper ballots and shit like that. They're literally going to let people vote by phone. Now, who trusts that all these votes are going to be counted? And who trusts that people aren't going to accidentally hit the wrong number? This is so jacked up. Like, I can't even vote by phone. This is democracy. It's incredible. So yeah, that's what we're up against, and I'm sure it has nothing to do with them being scared. So we do have a team there. We do have, you know, people there who are going to be watching in the, you know, at the polls, the caucus, everything like that. But at the same time, phone? I mean, they have yet to release any kind of plans as to, you know, how they're going to be counted, where the phone calls are going to go into. Are they going to go electronically? Is someone going to answer the calls? There's a million questions that have yet to be, you know, answered or even addressed. But yeah, that definitely makes me a wee bit apprehensive. It's like a fucking phone. Yeah, I mean, Michelle, you're absolutely right. As far as people who are disabled or moms who can't leave the kids or, you know, things like that, it's ideal because their caucus system, you literally end up sitting there for hours. And last time, a lot of burners had to leave because they had to get to work. And that's why they kept doing it. If you watch the videos, they kept miscounting Hillary caucus goers so that the Bernie caucus goers would need to still actually be sitting there. And then, you know, people started saying, I got to get back to work. By law, they only have to let you miss 3 hours to vote. In a caucus state, they had ones that were over 6 hours. You know, for RP, whoever asked that, I don't. Okay, so what one of the teammates asked is, wouldn't the call be recorded so there'd be a record of the call, something they can't hide? In utopia, that'd be great. But A, do I have faith that they would actually record it? Fuck no. B, do I think that they wouldn't just lie and say, oops, the recording didn't work? And C, do I think that they would just, you know, say we listened to the recording and it was exactly how it came up? Or D, don't worry about the recording. We gave the answers and we said what it is and it's accurate. And then the recording goes missing. That doesn't reassure me at all, like in the least. That's good to know. That is absolutely good to know. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Oh, great. I'll check out that article. Great article. Thank you. So yeah, it's anytime there's like a first time thing being implemented with voting, it's nerve-wracking. Now, some people stated that you may have to actually use a home phone to vote. Not sure if that's accurate. Oh, Rob, I was talking about in Iowa and Las Vegas. They just came out with something 2 weeks ago that says that you can vote by phone. I thought it was an Onion article at first. I'm not even kidding you. So anyway, I digress. Yeah, that's kind of nerve-wracking. And it's the first state. That's why I'm like, if we fuck anything up, like we're screwed. So anyway, back to Tulsi. So today, okay, so I post about the needing 15% to even get a single delegate. I was using Tulsi as an example because they're the ones that people seem to, I'm Bernie or Tulsi, and I'm Tulsi or Bernie, whatever, and people want them like president, vice president, shit. So I use them as an example. So I make a post on Twitter that's a few words, and it just says, just a heads up, because there are so many candidates in the race, there's, anyone who, any candidate needs at least 15% in order to get a single delegate. Let's say Bernie gets 14 and Tulsi gets 8, then nobody gets shit, that kind of thing. Oh my God. You would swear I like legit was like, fuck Tulsi. Like I didn't even say anything about her. Like I didn't even say anything. So, and this has been the experience every fucking time I post her name. It doesn't matter. Like literally just post her name. The fact that I have a Bernie picture in my profile just like sends people in a tailspin. I don't get it. So in any case, so I post that. All of a sudden this girl comes on my page and she says, Burners, listen up. You got to pass the torch and tell Bernie to drop out and back Tulsi. Excuse me? I was like, okay, let me get my thoughts together. First of all, who invited you up in here? Because I didn't. But I was just like, okay, to me, it's Bernie, like hands down. There's no comparison, end of story. But I have never gone up to a Tulsi supporter and been like, hey, tell your girl to drop and you need to pass the torch to Bernie. Oh, I'm sure that would have went over real freaking well. Oh, I'm sure they would have been so kind to me. Like, oh, okay, maybe I'll consider that. Fuck you. You're essentially vote shaming. Don't tell me who to listen. And I said to her, are you kidding me? Like, he's been fighting for us longer than she's been alive. That's not a diss, that's a fact. So, and she's like, you don't need to get all upset about, what did she say? Sensitive about it. And I said, I'm not getting sensitive. I'm getting realistic. Like, this is absolutely insane. She's like, if Tulsi won, we'd have the same candidate, only she's more liked. What? Okay, first of all, they are not the same candidate at all. She doesn't even support a fucking federal job guarantee. So no. Second of all, they are like, oh, the Yang Gang, don't even get me started. Oh my God. I'm blocking them left and right. But yeah, so she's coming at me and she's like, well, if we want to beat Trump, you guys all got to ditch Bernie and come over to Tulsi. I'm like, listen, this is going to get ugly, and I'm going to say this. You're already causing division, because I'm not going to just sit there and let you try and tell people, including me, who to vote for. I was like, first of all, you're talking about beating Trump, and you're telling us to ditch someone who polls 20 times higher than her, who raises millions of more dollars than her, who has millions of more social media followers than her, who has over 1 million volunteers, who has name recognition, who inspired a movement, and you're telling me that I should switch from him because she can beat Trump. You're fucking kidding, right? Like, then she comes in and says, you're just jealous because she's polling higher and getting more followers. Polling higher? She's polling at 2%. I'm just like, I'm blown away by this conversation. Like, I'm jealous because she's polling. Like, Bernie has 9.4 million Twitter followers. Tulsi has 500,000. But I'm jealous. Like, she was just coming, like, at me, like, trying to bully me to join Tulsi. It was really stupid. The Oh yeah, they do. They do. They infiltrate Bernie's threads all the time, and it's really disrespectful because they they say, well, we want them. They act like they're a package deal, first of all, and they're not. The fact of the matter is, this is Bernie's last chance to run. She's younger than I am. She could run about 10 more times. So, whatever. The thing that bothers me is, literally, if Bernie won, there's a 1 billion% chance she'd be in his cabinet. Whether it's VP, SOS, SOD, I don't care. She'd be in his cabinet. So vote for Bernie, you get both. Oh, Tulsi just came out with UBI too. So, and you know what's funny? I saw a picture of Tulsi and Yang, like, all smiley, and I'm thinking, and then she just came out with UBI. I'm thinking, oh shit. How funny would that be? Tulsi and Yang gang up? That would be some funny fucking shit. I mean, I'm burning turn 2020. Miss Nina's my girl. Yeah, I saw that, Cheryl, and yeah, we're our own people. We're our own people. So yeah, it's like, no, it's Johnny, you're right. It's not good. It's not good because she's talking UBI and she doesn't support a federal job guarantee. So yeah, that's a problem. So when people say her and Bernie are the same and shit, no, that's offensive. No, they are not. Yeah. Um, Trying to explain UBI to Yang supporters is so fruitless. I try to put it into words that they can understand. I didn't mean it like that. Like they're dumb. There was a woman today arguing with me like, no, $1,000 will, help me and everything like that. And I was like, yeah, it would help a lot of people, but what would help more is Medicare for who? Medicare, I'm sorry, reading Medicare for all, free college tuition, federal job guarantee. And she said, well, I don't want a job. And I said, okay, well, that's why you want $1,000. What does that do for everyone else? So it's like, are these people supporting him because they actually like just are selfishly wanting money? Is that it's gross. I had another kid come at me the other day that's like, I said that UBI without an FJG is pointless. All it is a band-aid, and what's going to happen is every single time you try to pass something, the neolibs and Republicans are going to sit there and say, well, you have $1,000 a month, go use that. Fuck you. You don't need Medicare for all. You don't need free college. Take your money you're getting. End of story. We're not doing shit for you. That's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm trying to explain it to this kid, and he goes, my rent's $450 a month. With $1,000, I could sit at home and play video games all day. Okay, well, that's just fucking great. That helps a lot of people. That helps austerity right there. That's just great. I mean, every single question that Yang answered at the debate, there were at least 5 or 6. He answered with freedom dividend, $1,000 a month, every single question. That's a problem. You're a one-issue candidate. That's all his people say in the comments is freedom dividend. And, now they're dropping money bags in the comments and, and he's going to get a lot of votes. Like he is. At first I was like, oh my God, this guy's a joke. No, he's going to get a lot of votes. And he's in it. Like he will not drop. I can promise you. He is in it. Absolutely. But in any case, so now I got off track. But as far as Tulsi, I have more people coming at me because I posted an article where Tulsi has yet again defended Biden. This is becoming a habitual thing here. She defended Biden first by saying he's not a racist after he praised white supremacists. Now she's defending Biden, saying that he would regret his decision for the Iraq war vote. I don't remember him saying that. And let him say it. Why do you need to stick up for him? Why do you have to go to bat for him? You think he gives a shit about you? So I don't understand that. I like the title of the article says Tulsi Gabbard defends Joe Biden's Iraq stance. Essentially something like that. People are saying that, Betty. Some people are saying Tulsi and Biden team up. I really don't see that. I think that it would be, there's no way the establishment will let her run with anyone. I agree, Rebecca. I met her. And she was very kind. I liked her so much more before she announced her run for presidency. If she drops and endorses Bernie, I will be happy. If she keeps going on and her supporters keep attacking Berners like they have been, I really don't see how this is going to work, and we're going to be able to work cohesively, if and when she would drop out. I don't see that happening because their vitriol is extra strong because of Gravel. Now, as far as Gravel, I get it. Like, I absolutely get how you would be bummed. He has flirted with the idea of endorsing Tulsi. So I get it. I get that they're disappointed. I get that they're pissed at him, whatever. The fact of the matter is, don't take it out on us. We didn't tell him who to endorse. Should we not be happy he endorsed Bernie? No, fuck that. So they're taking it out on us. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know if you guys saw the article, but what Gravel's rep said when they asked him about his decision to endorse Bernie, what they asked was, his response was, well, we like Tulsi more than a lot of the other candidates, but Bernie's in it to win it, and there's a good chance Tulsi will drop in the next few weeks. That's what Gravel's team said. Will it happen? I don't know. A lot of people suspect that. It is a better strategic move. I totally agree. Let's say he did endorse Tulsi and then she dropped out. Now what? What the hell does that do for us? I mean, like I said, I would have been totally okay if he endorsed both of them. But yeah, I'm kind of with you there, Cheryl. Rebecca, I've considered that as well. It has not been easy for Tulsi to get the numbers, the donations to get to the other debates. Like, we had enough money to get to every debate ever in existence, like the day we announced. So we're kind of spoiled in that way. I personally think she will at least stick it out until Iowa. That's what I'm scared of. Because if she dropped and endorsed Bernie, we have a better chance of getting that 15% in Iowa. But it's her call, it's her call. I'm not going to I'm not going to encourage her to drop. That's her, it's her thing. And I'm not going to tell her people to, not to vote for her. That's their choice. Unlike they're doing to me. So yeah, it's just been like, there's been extra vitriol the past few days. Even like other independent media coming at me, things like that. I really don't care who you are, like if we've known each other 20 years or anything like that. What bothers me is when you cannot say anything negative about your candidate. When you are so, like, I don't want to say like in love, but when you are so like fixed. Rob, oh my God, I can't. Rob, stop. Oh my God. I know I'm going to message Mike from Humanist Report after. Tell him you just said that, because that's our joke for everything. What? Cheryl, I don't know what that's for, what that's a reference to, but it's awesome. You guys are gonna make me cry. You're fucking hilarious. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I don't care if I've known you for like 20 years or anything. If you cannot acknowledge that your candidate has flaws and you cannot, actually say when you're wrong and just say, you know what, she should have said this, or she could have been clearer on this. Dude, I have called Bernie out so many times. I even told his family I want to grab his shoulders and shake him sometimes. That's love. That's respect. That's reality. No candidate is infallible. And when someone is giving a legitimate point and saying, this is unacceptable, they're misleading people by saying this, or they're factually incorrect, even with no insults whatsoever, no name calling, nothing, and then you go at that person personally, extra defensive, that's a problem. And then I asked the person, have you ever said anything negative about her? He never responded. But he said, how about you? Have you ever said anything negative about Bernie? Yes, I have. Take your pick. And he still didn't answer my question. So it's like, I understand that Tulsi gets attacked all the time. Bernie does too. He has for 4 freaking years. But the thing is, a lot of Tulsi supporters have the habit of attacking us before we even say anything. And it's like, I understand your girl gets attacked. I see it. I get it. But our guy gets attacked too. Difference is, I'm not going to sit there and attack you because another Tulsi supporter attacked me. That's the difference. And I'm fearing that, both, the supporters of both candidates are just, there's such a divide right now that I'm like, okay, if she drops out, now what? Like, now what? Can we bridge this? Are they just going to say fuck it and not vote? Or are they going to go to neo-lib Warren? I don't fucking know. But it's just, at the end of the day, I'd like to think we pretty much want the same things for the most part. So I hope that it gets easier, because like, to have people, like, I don't understand saying I want them to work together, but fuck you Bernie supporters. I don't get that. Like, I don't understand how that's productive. Yeah, I was like, I mean, they're coming at me from all sides today, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, so basically, it's Medicare for All is actually what started one of the things there. I've worked in healthcare for 10 years. I have read Bernie's Medicare for All. I have read Jayapal's Medicare for All. I have read Conyers Medicare for All. I know my shit. I have also interviewed people from other countries who tell me that Bernie's Medicare for All is like the one they use. So when someone comes in and tells me in my thread, comes at me and starts telling me I don't know what I'm talking about and I should actually read the bill, even though I have, and I do know what I'm talking about, and there's other people in the thread actually backing me up and saying, no, she's right, stuff like that, but the person still isn't backing down. There's a really big problem with giving misinformation, especially with things like Medicare for All, because right now there's like 18 candidates who all say they support Medicare for all, and they're all garbage, and they're all coming out with their own things called Medicare for all, and they're not. So essentially, the debate was, a lot of people are stating that Tulsi does not give good clarification on what she means by Medicare for all. She has stated multiple times that she would keep private insurance in the mix. She has stated that over and over. People people want clarification. They want her to explain, what do you mean? Because that's not what Bernie supports. You're saying you agree, but she's not consistent, and she's not assured on her answer. And people have a right to question it and want further clarification. Her website in her healthcare section is not good enough. It's not. This is Tulsi I'm talking about. As someone who works in healthcare and has has medical needs, her page is not good enough. So, Johnny, that's a really good question. Last I checked, no. But that was a couple weeks ago, so I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so that's something. I mean, Medicare for All is pretty much one of the top 2 issues right now. You need to clarify. It's that simple. At the debate, when they were asked who would still support private insurance in their Medicare for All, Bernie's the only one that didn't raise the hand. So, no, you don't agree with Bernie because you have different answers. So please clarify. Betty, that's one of my problems as well. Why would Tulsi run against Bernie? Why would she? Rob, that's the thing. That's the thing. And in her interviews, she has stated she would not. Yet this person's coming at me telling me, this whole argument, saying that, oh, Bernie wouldn't eliminate it either. Yeah, he would. The purpose of it is to take out the profit. Therefore, insurance companies are completely moot. The only reason you would use them is because if you wanted to pay for plastic surgery or something that was not covered. But this person's coming at me saying that they're still going to be involved and all this stuff, and it's not accurate. So it's just frustrating to see everyone going at each other when if people really do want them to run, as a team, this ain't it. This is not. And I have had grievances with Tulsi for quite some time. The difference is I never say them because I always got too concerned that if I provide receipts for this, and this, what if she drops out and endorses Bernie and people think she's going to be a VP, and that comes back to haunt him? That bites him in the ass. Because now my 8,000 Twitter followers have shared, these screenshots I have of her saying this and that. And so I don't know. It's just crazy. It's sad to watch it all going down. No, Johnny, that Johnny, it doesn't work like that. What happens is, and this is actually what started the whole like issue on my thread. What happens is because there are so many candidates, like say Iowa is the first state, you need at least 15% of the vote to get even a single delegate. That being said, she's not going to get any delegates because she's not going to get 15% of the vote. I mean, it's not just polls, it's the fact that she just doesn't have that support. It's not a diss, it's reality. So let's say that Bernie gets 12% of the vote and Tulsi gets 5% of the vote. We're both fucked. Nobody gets a damn delegate. Nobody gets anything. Biden becomes reelected. Like, that's how this shit is going to play out. That's exactly what's going to happen. And that's my fear. So that's why I'm saying, like, to anyone who's like, I don't know Tulsi or Bernie, who has the chance of getting a delegate? I mean, you need over 200 delegates to win, and you need 15% to get a one. This is some crazy shit. They should have this, now that Gravel's out, just say anyone who can't pull above like 5% needs to drop, for crying out loud. 2%? And people are having a hard time qualifying? 2%? This is insane. Absolutely insane. Why are you not embarrassed? Like, Hicklehopper went and made a video the other day that's I thought was totally Hicklehopper made a video the other day that I thought was in jest. And he he said, because of you, we did it. We did it. We just hit 2% in a poll. And he was 1 billion% serious. And he put a screenshot of the poll. He's celebrating making 2%. That's how bad this is. This is a shit show. Like, 2%? Oh, God. What a shit show. What? How did Biden get rejected? Do tell. I need some to laugh. Who? Did he really? Tim Ryan? Ooh, I'm gonna Google that shit. Yeah, let me see. All right, let's see this shit. Dude, Bernie's fucking schooled his ass. If he doesn't drop out, he's a fucking idiot. I don't know. I don't see anything on that. What does that mean? Campaign suspended. I hear that all the time. It's like, are you fucking dropping or what? Let's see. No. Doesn't say anything, unfortunately. That'd be awesome. But Lance, are you serious? Apparently I actually said if Biden gets reelected. He's so much like Trump. Oh my God. It's scary. Like, they're so much alike. Yeah, I've heard other people say I'm taking like a break and stuff. It's like, why are you making it official? Yeah, that's a really good point, Jim. That's a really good point. It could mean they need cash. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's just too many fucking people. And okay, brace yourselves. I found this out the other day from a viewer. This is so scary. You have until 1:31 in order to announce you're running for president. So we literally have 5 more months. Someone can jump in. I will literally cry in the fucking fetal position. I will. And my biggest fear is Queen Hillary. And like, I just want that day to come so I can be like, haha, even though I would not be surprised if she's not someone's vice. But in any case, woo! Yeah, Paula Jean's running again. Yeah. Woo! Sweet. I was like waiting for the official announcement because I'm like, come on. Obviously you are. Come on. Come on. That's good. So thank you guys so much for watching as usual. Oh, that's what I saw someone put. I wrote the damn bill. Tim Ryan actually came out with bumper stickers that said, "You don't have to yell." That is like the biggest, oh my God. You don't, like when he looked at it, Bernie's so sad and he goes, Jesus, Bernie, you don't have to yell. He looked so sad. It was awesome. So yeah, he came out with bumper stickers that says you don't have to yell. That's like the weakest thing I've ever seen in my life. You don't have to yell. Like, fuck the system. Yeah. Oh my God, what a tool. Yeah, I mean, oh my God. Debates are fun. They're stressful, but they're fun. And right now, there's only 7 people who have qualified for the next one. Now they have till the end of this month. I believe the 28th of this month to get enough funds and polling to get in. So what I'm hoping is that there's like, you know, if there's 10 or less, it's going to be one night. And, you know, one debate, one night. If there's more than 10, it'll be 2 nights, 2 debates. So ideally, it'd be cool if there were like 12, and then we could be, you know, have 6 and 6, and then really see a debate. I am really sad that we didn't get to see Gravel on a stage, though, because like Tulsi and Bernie were like literally the only people he never like hated on. Well, that's not true. He came at Tulsi for her BDS vote the other day, but no, he just said he was disappointed. He didn't like rip her a new one, but I love when he goes at Biden. I think, what's his name? Delaney. I think that Delaney is staying in just because he doesn't want to give us satisfaction. Like, I literally think that's what it is at this point. That he's just like, I know I'm not going to win. Everybody hates me. But if I drop, they're going to be happy. So I'm not going to. Indoor voice. I can picture, next time I have Graham Elwood on, we're doing that. I could just, for some reason, I could just see us making a joke out of it. Gravelanche. So that's good news. We got Gravel's endorsement, which is very exciting. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I have some awesome candidates coming up. I have, some of you guys may already know, But on the 17th, which is a Saturday show, which I pretty much never do, but Saturday the 17th, 9 p.m. Eastern, I am holding a debate with the 3 Democrats running against Nancy Pelosi. So it'll be me and 3 candidates all vying to go up against Pelosi. I have invited Pelosi. She has not yet responded. Fingers crossed. You guys should all tweet at Pelosi that she should come on to my debate. I'm sure my Bernie picture will send her into convulsions. That would be epic. She'll have a security guard come on for her or something. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome. I will keep you guys updated with my future shows. I have some good guests coming up. So thank you guys. Much love. Have a good night.